I feel a little bad. I'm told I took you away from some Bob Wills music.
We just got to listen to Bob.
Some guy wrote a song, some other guy, Bob Wills is still the king. Some guy wrote a song about that.
His name was Waylon, I think.
I think, yeah, that was a guy. And you mentioned Bob Wills in one of your new songs, too, I've Seen It Go.
Yeah.
So it's something like, when you've seen the best, the rest can hardly play.
Well, it's true. You know, look at all them imitators Elvis has got. They can't hardly get it, can they?
Do you get asked that a lot about your opinion on the state of modern country music?
Well, I don't know whether people would take the same viewpoint that I have on it, but they'd have to hear it, you know, in the same surroundings that I did, you know, back before the outlawed dancing, you know.
Hey, I got an idea for that song. Add a new verse for another one, just one of my heroes. And I saw you in a documentary about Les Paul. You know, he was one that could play so many different kinds of music. Started out in what they called hillbilly music back then, and then switched to jazz, and then kind of got picked up by the rock scene. And even on your new CD, there's some kind of jazzy stuff. Even though you're a country icon, it sounds like you listen to a lot of stuff, and you're kind of all over the place.
Well, we're really not heading for any particular genre of music anymore. I sort of quit that around the year 2000, about the time of Y2K. I just decided to go ahead and do what I wanted to do. And we just, you know, that's us. That's the way we sound. It's not really chasing after any particular kind of country. So I've just dedicated myself to doing what I believe is right for the song. You're
still writing the same kind of songs. So on the new CD, you got this Oil Tanker Train. You've been writing train songs since, gosh, tell people about growing up down there outside of Bakersfield on the train.
Well, I literally did. My dad bought a boxcar that's sitting alongside the track, and it was out in the middle of the desert at the time. And of course, they discovered oil there a few years before that. For 100 years, that old tanker train ran out of there with oil and supplied World War II and whipped the enemy. I thought, you know, that old train deserves a song.
But you don't, you're not riding the rails anymore. You know, you could have, though. You could have taken a train from Bakersfield to Wenatchee. You ride that Coast Starlight up and then take the Pioneer over this way, and you're right here. You wouldn't have to be on that bus.
Well, I was riding freight, so I didn't know where I was going. I would just ride wherever they wound up. That's where I was at. I didn't have enough sense to plan a trip.
You know, and you read your bio, and it's just pretty amazing, because you read something like, hey, when Johnny Cash played San Quentin, you were in the audience. Now, that's an amazing bit of trivia, but when you sit down and think about it, you go, what a remarkable life.
Well, it's true. Certain pivot points that occurred in my life were almost obvious. Somebody had a hand in it, nudged me in different directions, and had made certain things happen.
Because you look back, and I mean, the other guys that were in that audience with you, I mean, they didn't beat the odds like you did.
We've been for 25 years trying to wrap our arms around it and make a film out of it, but it's honestly too fantastic in a lot of areas to believe.
Yeah.
You'd have to water it down.
Yeah.
You know, to get people to buy it.
So one other kind of weird coincidence here, weird in a good way, I guess. Your new album came out the same day as Willie's. Any Poncho and Lefty moments in our future with you guys?
Well, as a matter of fact, we're in the talking stages about it. We're trying to get time periods where we can get together. We don't want to do it by mail order, so we're going to, you know, we could do it that way, but we want to get together and be in the studio at the same time and try to see what we can make happen, you know.
How's your Spanish? I heard Mexican bands and the cool little mariachi section in that. Are you picking up some Spanish out on the road?
Oh, no, chinga and all that stuff, you know. No, I don't know Spanish. I should. If I live to be 155, I'll learn.
Where did you pick up the mariachi band?
That was my band. What do you mean? We can play anything.
Really? Quick study. That's very nice. So those are the strangers, and you're just your guys. That's
right. That's Don Markham playing the horns, and the rest of the band that's there tonight.
And you've put your wife Teresa to work to that really fun up-tempo song. That's one you could dance to, that Live and Love Always. Is that the first time you guys had recorded together on this album?
Yeah. It's sort of a prelude to a possible album of hers and mine that we intended to do, really as an inspiration for our Johnny Cash Tune Carter tribute. We have Jackson recorded, and we got that one recorded, and we're in the process of putting together a chain of songs like that.
Down at the End of the Road. That's kind of the theme of the album, if there is one. You know, family and that kind of spoken word part at the end. That might be my favorite song from the new album.
Well, you know, you're not by yourself. A lot of other people singling that out. We're doing about 4 songs out of the new album on the shows now, and if Teresa decides to work tonight, we'll do that one with her. She's the boss, you know. Sometimes she doesn't work.
What's the last line you're saying there? Turn right at the mailbox or something like that?
Yeah, when you get into my house, there's the last turn is the right-hand turn.
Down at the end of the road there.
Yep. How
do you get all the songs in it? Do you do a medley during the show? What do you do?
I've been doing 3 in a row there towards the end. I do a couple of new ones, and I do Muskogee, and then I do another new one on the end, do the I Am What I Am last song.
Can't wait to see you tonight. Really appreciate it.
Look forward to seeing you, John.
Thanks so much.
See you there.